One, slow down to hear what truly matters. In today's world, people are always rushing. Time feels like something we are constantly chasing. Everything needs to be faster, more efficient, more productive. Yet the faster life becomes, the more disconnected people feel from themselves. Jesus teaches that what truly matters in life never arrives through noise or pressure. It comes quietly, in moments of stillness, when a person allows themselves to pause. Slowing down does not mean escaping responsibility. It means giving the soul room to breathe. When life moves too fast, people begin to react instead of truly living. They speak without listening, decide without reflection, and move forward without understanding why they feel tired and empty inside. Jesus invites us to slow our pace and turn inward. When we learn to listen, we begin to recognize our fears, our hopes, and our deeper needs. In silence, clarity grows. And when the heart becomes clear, the path ahead becomes lighter and more peaceful. 2, do not let fear lead your life. Fear is a natural part of being human. Everyone fears loss, rejection, and pain. But Jesus teaches that when fear becomes the guide, life slowly closes in on itself. Fear pushes people to protect themselves at all costs. It builds walls, creates distance, and keeps the heart from loving fully. People begin choosing what feels safe instead of what is right. Jesus does not deny fear, but he teaches that love is stronger. When love leads, fear loses its power. Choosing love means accepting risk, but it also opens the door to freedom. Love does not remove every hardship, but it allows people to face difficulty without becoming bitter or closed. Jesus teaches us to let love guide our steps, because where true love exists, fear can no longer control the direction of life. 3, forgiveness is not for others, but for yourself. Many people believe forgiveness means excusing wrongdoing or pretending pain never happened. But Jesus teaches something deeper. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about healing the one who forgives. When resentment stays in the heart, pain does not fade. It grows quietly and shapes thoughts, emotions, and behavior. The one who caused harm may move on, but the one who refuses to forgive remains tied to the past. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or allowing harm to continue. It means choosing not to let pain control your future. When forgiveness begins, the heart becomes lighter. Jesus teaches that forgiveness frees the soul. It does not remove accountability, but it releases the burden carried within. In forgiving, a person does not weaken themselves. They reclaim peace and inner freedom. 4, your worth is not measured by what you own. The world often measures value by success, wealth, and status. People are taught to believe they are worth more when they have more, but Jesus teaches a different truth. Possessions can be lost, titles can fade, applause does not last, but the value of a person is rooted in who they are, not what they own. When people chase accumulation, fear of loss grows stronger, but when people learn contentment, the heart becomes lighter. Jesus teaches that true richness comes from generosity, gratitude, and a peaceful conscience. A person's worth is revealed in how they love, how they treat others, and how they live with integrity. What truly matters is not what we keep, but what we give. 5, love is lived through small daily actions. Many believe love must be dramatic or extraordinary, but Jesus teaches that love is most powerful when it is simple and consistent. A gentle word, a patient response, a listening ear. These small actions often carry the greatest healing. Love does not need attention. It needs sincerity. Jesus does not ask people to change the whole world. He invites them to care for the person in front of them. When small acts of love are repeated daily, they shape a life of kindness. True love grows quietly, and over time, it softens hearts, restores relationships, and brings peace to ordinary moments. 6, do not judge without understanding. It is easy to judge others based on brief moments, but Jesus teaches that every person carries a story we do not fully know. Behind every behavior is pain, fear, or struggle unseen. Judgment closes the heart, compassion opens it. Jesus invites us to choose mercy over condemnation, not to deny truth, but to respond with humility. When people replace judgment with understanding, relationships begin to heal. A compassionate heart sees beyond appearances and responds with grace. 7. Learn to trust even when you do not see the outcome. Many people struggle with uncertainty. They want clear answers, solid plans, and guaranteed results before they move forward. But Jesus teaches that faith often begins where certainty ends. Trust does not mean having everything figured out. It means taking the next step even when the full picture is not visible. Life rarely unfolds according to human expectations. Plans change, doors close, paths take unexpected turns. When people try to control everything, anxiety grows stronger. Jesus invites people to release the need for total control and place their trust in something deeper. Not blind optimism, but steady faith. Trusting God does not remove challenges, it changes how people walk through them. When trust replaces fear, the heart becomes calmer. People stop forcing outcomes and begin accepting growth. Jesus teaches that God works quietly, often beyond what the human mind can immediately understand. When people trust, they discover that even delays, losses, and detours can carry meaning. Trust allows the soul to rest, knowing it is not alone on the journey. 8. Humility opens the door to true strength. The world often equates strength with dominance, control, and self-promotion. But Jesus teaches that true strength is found in humility. Humility is not weakness. It is the courage to be honest about limitations and the wisdom to recognize the value of others. A humble heart does not need to prove itself. It listens before speaking and learns before judging. Jesus lived among people without demanding status or recognition. He showed that greatness is revealed through service, not superiority. When people cling to pride, they isolate themselves. Pride builds distance. Humility builds connection. It allows relationships to grow in trust and respect. Jesus teaches that those who humble themselves gain inner strength. They are not shaken by criticism or praise because their identity is grounded deeper. Humility frees people from constant comparison. It brings peace to the heart and clarity to the mind. Through humility, people learn to grow, to forgive, and to serve with sincerity. Jesus reminds us that the quiet strength of humility often carries the greatest power. 9. Care for the soul as much as the body. People spend much of their lives caring for physical needs, work, food, shelter, and health. But Jesus teaches that the soul also needs attention. When the soul is neglected, even a comfortable life can feel empty. The soul is nourished through reflection, prayer, gratitude, and connection. When people ignore their inner life, restlessness grows. Jesus invites people to regularly return inward, to examine their hearts and realign their values. Caring for the soul does not require perfection. It requires honesty. Jesus teaches that healing begins when people acknowledge their inner struggles instead of hiding them. A healthy soul brings balance. It helps people respond with patience, kindness, and wisdom. When the soul is cared for, life feels more meaningful. Even ordinary moments carry depth. Jesus reminds us that the soul is not strengthened by possessions or achievements, but by love, truth, and peace. When people tend to their inner life, they discover a steadiness that no external circumstance can take away. 10. Let go of what weighs you down. Many people carry emotional burdens for years: regret, guilt, resentment, or shame. Jesus teaches that holding on to these weights slowly drains the heart. Letting go is not denial, it is an act of freedom. Jesus invites people to release what no longer serves their growth. When the heart is heavy, it cannot move forward with clarity. Letting go creates space for healing. It allows peace to enter. This does not mean ignoring responsibility or avoiding accountability. It means accepting forgiveness and choosing renewal. Jesus teaches that people are not defined by their worst moments. Growth begins when the past is placed down instead of carried endlessly. Letting go takes courage, but with each release, the soul becomes lighter. Jesus reminds us that life is not meant to be lived under constant weight. When people surrender what burdens them, they regain strength, hope, and the ability to begin again. 11. Choose kindness even when it is not returned. Kindness is often tested when it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. Jesus teaches that kindness is not a transaction. It is a reflection of the heart. People may not always respond with gratitude, but kindness still holds value. When kindness depends on reward, it becomes conditional. Jesus invites people to practice kindness freely. A gentle response can soften anger. A patient attitude can calm tension. Choosing kindness does not mean allowing harm. It means responding with dignity and compassion. Jesus shows that kindness has quiet strength. It changes the atmosphere around it, even when others resist. Over time, consistent kindness shapes character. It brings peace to the one who gives it. Jesus teaches that kindness reflects divine love. Even when unreturned, it leaves the heart intact and the soul at rest. 12. Do not carry tomorrow's worries today. Many people live consumed by worry about the future. Jesus teaches that worry does not protect life, it burdens it. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges. Carrying them too early only steals peace from today. Jesus encourages people to focus on the present moment, not with carelessness, but with trust. When people remain grounded in today, they experience clarity and calm. Worry creates illusions of control. Jesus teaches that surrender brings peace. When people release excessive concern, they open space for gratitude. Each day becomes manageable. Trusting God with tomorrow allows people to live fully today. Jesus reminds us that life is meant to be lived one step at a time, with faith guiding the way forward. 13. Serve others without seeking recognition. The desire for recognition is natural, but Jesus teaches that service becomes pure when it is offered quietly. True service does not seek applause. It seeks to uplift. When people serve for attention, disappointment often follows. But when service flows from compassion, it brings fulfillment. Jesus washed feet, healed quietly, and helped without demanding praise. Serving others builds humility and connection. It reminds people that they are part of something larger than themselves. Jesus teaches that service shapes the heart more than it changes appearances. A life of service becomes a life of meaning. Even unseen acts carry value. Jesus reminds us that what is done with love is never wasted. 14. Remain gentle in a harsh world. The world often rewards hardness, but Jesus teaches that gentleness is strength under control. A gentle heart remains calm under pressure and kind in conflict. Gentleness does not mean silence or weakness. It means responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Jesus lived with compassion even among hostility. Gentleness heals, it restores trust and creates safety. Jesus invites people to protect their gentleness, not abandon it. A gentle spirit reflects inner peace and spiritual maturity. 15. Remember that you are never alone. Loneliness can exist even among others. Jesus teaches that God's presence is constant, even when unseen. People are never truly abandoned. In moments of doubt, grief, or confusion, Jesus reminds people that divine companionship remains. Faith offers comfort and strength. Remembering this presence brings courage. It reminds people that support exists beyond human limits. Jesus teaches that even in silence, God listens. This awareness brings peace. No matter the journey, no one walks alone.